Okay, coaches. Let's dive into something I think we can all relate to. Never enough time.
Right. Right.
So if you are dreading that next email reminder or scheduling mishap, this deep dive is for you.
Absolutely.
We are going to dig into how AI is becoming like a secret weapon for coaches.
Yeah.
Specifically, how it can give you back hours in your week.
I love it.
So think of it as a productivity power-up. But instead of leveling up your character in a game,
Right.
this is like optimizing your real life.
And what's so fascinating about this is it's not some far-off futuristic thing.
Right.
This is happening right now.
Yeah.
Like in our research, we found Wendy Kier,
Okay.
who is an EmpowerAI Agent specialist, and she kind of lays out a practical framework.
Okay.
Actually, it's like a 16-step workflow for integrating AI into a coaching practice.
Wow.
And then we've got Lorna Gale,
Okay.
who's a somatic sexologist, and she actually used these tools to transform her business.
Okay, hold on. A 16-step workflow?
Yeah.
Sounds a little intense.
Yeah, sounds very...
But I'm guessing if it can bring some order to the chaos of client management,
Yeah.
it's worth a look.
Right.
So where does this whole AI as a time machine thing even begin?
It starts with recognizing those like pain points
Right.
that just eat into a coach's day.
Yeah.
Also, scheduling nightmares,
Oh, yeah.
wrangling client communications, chasing down follow-ups.
Yeah.
It's like death by 1,000 tiny tasks.
Yeah.
And that's before you even get to the actual coaching.
Oh, don't even get me started.
I know.
I've been there. It's that feeling of constantly being on.
Yeah.
You're always behind.
Mm-hmm.
It's exhausting.
It is.
Okay, so how does AI actually help?
Yeah.
Like, give me the specifics here.
So imagine this.
Okay.
A client schedules a consultation through your website. Now, instead of you doing the whole email dance of like finding a time that works, sending reminders, handling reschedules,
Yeah.
an AI steps in.
Oh.
Like specifically, EmpowerAI has these agents. So this AI agent will book that appointment directly into your calendar,
What?
taking into account your existing commitments,
Okay.
even factoring in travel time if needed.
Oh, wow.
The client gets automated reminders that are personalized with their name, the
yeah.
appointment details.
Yeah.
And if they need to reschedule, they literally just click a button.
Wow.
And the AI finds a new slot, and it's all without you lifting a finger.
Okay, I see where this is going.
Right.
Less time on admin equals more time for, well, everything else.
Exactly.
But what about those clients who need that extra touch?
Yeah.
You know, some people might be listening and thinking, oh, that feels impersonal.
Yeah, that's a very valid concern.
Right.
And this is where the whole human plus AI approach is so important.
Okay.
So let's say you have a client and they're working on building confidence.
Mm-hmm.
AI can actually analyze their progress,
Okay.
maybe based on journal entries or tracked goals.
Right.
Then before a session, it can automatically send them a message that says something like,
Okay.
hey, you know client's name.
Yeah.
Remember last week when you crushed specific goal?
Okay.
You've totally got this.
I like it.
And so it's like that little nudge
Yeah.
that's personalized and timed just right
Right?
that reinforces your coaching
Yeah.
without you needing to carve out the time to send those individual pep talks.
So it's like having a super efficient assistant who knows your clients almost as well as you do.
Precisely.
Okay.
But it gets even more interesting because Wendy Kier's work highlights how these AI agents can even personalize communication styles.
Really?
So some clients might respond best to like short, upbeat reminders,
Okay.
whereas other clients might need a more like detailed, empathetic approach.
Right.
AI can learn those preferences
Oh, wow.
and tailor the communication accordingly.
Okay. My mind is officially blown. This is way beyond scheduling and reminders.
Yeah,
We're talking AI that understands nuance.
exactly.
Yeah.
And when you free up that mental bandwidth that was previously occupied by like logistical minutia, you create space for deeper client connections,
Right.
more strategic thinking, and ultimately greater impact.
That's huge.
And that's before we even dive into how AI is revolutionizing coaching marketing.
Okay.
So let's be honest. Marketing can feel like the area where coaches wish they had a magic wand
For sure.
because it's time-consuming.
Right.
It's always changing, and it can feel like a guessing game.
Totally.
But Wendy Kier actually argues that AI can take a lot of the guesswork out of it.
Okay, so we're not talking about AI sending out like spammy messages.
No.
Because that's what I think of when I hear AI marketing.
Not at all. Actually, it's the opposite.
Oh.
Remember how we were talking about AI understanding client nuances?
Yeah.
That translates to marketing, too.
Okay.
So AI can analyze which social media posts are getting the most engagement,
Right.
what content really resonates with your ideal client.
Right.
It can even predict the best times to post for maximum visibility. Wow.
So it's literally like having a data scientist on your team,
That's amazing.
but instead of charging you a fortune, it's built into your coaching toolkit.
Okay, so instead of spending hours trying to crack the algorithm code, I can have an AI agent just like whisper the secrets of the internet to me.
Exactly.
Sign me up.
Right.
But let's get real.
Okay.
Does this actually translate into results for coaches?
Yeah.
Because we all love a good tech upgrade, but it needs to actually move the needle.
Absolutely.
Well-
And this is where Lorna Gale's story is so powerful.
Okay.
Because remember, she's a somatic sexologist,
Right.
which is a field that often requires navigating really sensitive topics
Mm.
and building really deep trust with clients.
Right. So
Yeah.
not exactly selling shoes online,
Exactly.
where like a catchy slogan and a discount might do the trick.
Right. Lorna was feeling the pressure.
Okay.
Long hours, never-ending to-do list.
Yeah.
That nagging feeling of not having enough time for her clients or herself.
I've been there.
She was ready to throw in the towel.
When she discovered Wendy's work with EmpowerAI Agents.
Yeah.
But what's so fascinating is that Lorna didn't just use AI to automate the obvious things like
Yeah.
scheduling or social media.
Right.
She went deeper.
Okay. Deeper.
So she actually used AI to analyze her client intake forms,
Interesting.
to identify common themes and challenges that her clients were facing.
Okay.
And this allowed her to create super targeted content
Yeah.
like blog posts, social media updates, even workshop descriptions
Wow.
that spoke directly to those pain points.
So instead of trying to be everything to everyone, she was able to hone in on exactly what her ideal client needed to hear.
Exactly. And the results speak for themselves.
Okay.
Her website traffic doubled in 3 months.
Wow.
She had a wait list for her coaching program,
That's amazing.
and she was finally able to reduce her working hours,
Wow.
all while making a bigger impact than ever before.
That's huge.
And that's key.
Okay.
Because she credits that success not to the technology itself, but to the time it freed up,
Right.
which allowed her to focus on what she does best,
Yeah.
connecting with clients and providing really exceptional coaching.
Okay. I have to admit I was skeptical at first, but this is starting to sound less like science fiction and more like the future of coaching.
Right.
But what about those coaches who are just starting out?
Yeah.
Is this just for like established coaches with big client rosters?
That's a great question, and it's a really common misconception.
Okay.
Because AI isn't just for the tech savvy or those with booming businesses.
Right.
In fact, Wendy Kier specifically addresses this in her work,
Right.
and she argues that AI can actually be even more impactful
Okay.
for newer coaches who are still building their businesses and establishing their systems.
That makes sense because if you can build efficient automated systems from the ground up,
Exactly.
you're avoiding that whole having to fix it later headache.
Exactly.
Okay. But with all this talk of AI, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of it all.
Yeah.
How does a coach even begin to figure out what they need
Right.
and which tools are right for them?
Well, that's where Wendy's 16-step workflow comes in.
Okay.
And it's so brilliant.
Oh, okay.
Because it breaks down what could feel like this overwhelming process
Yeah.
into these manageable steps.
Okay.
It starts with identifying your biggest time sucks.
Okay.
So is it email? Is it social media? Is it scheduling?
Right.
Once you've pinpointed those pain points,
Okay.
then you can start exploring AI tools that specifically address those areas.
So it's about being strategic and intentional.
Yes.
Not just jumping on the AI bandwagon because it's the cool thing to do.
Exactly.
But let's be honest. Some coaches are probably listening to this and thinking, okay, this all sounds great in theory, but I'm not a tech whiz.
Right.
I can barely handle email, let alone AI.
I hear that, and it's a valid concern.
Yeah.
But the beauty of these AI tools that are designed for coaches
Yeah.
is that they're incredibly user-friendly.
Okay.
Like, you don't need to be a coder or a programmer to use them.
Okay.
Plus, a lot of these platforms offer onboarding support,
Okay.
tutorials, and even dedicated customer service
That's great.
to help you every step of the way.
So it's like having a tech support team on speed dial.
Totally.
But instead of them judging your lack of tech skills, they're cheering you on as you figure it out.
Exactly.
Okay, that's good to know. That's reassuring.
Yeah.
Let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the bigger picture here.
Okay.
We've talked about how AI can automate tasks,
Yeah.
streamline marketing,
Right.
and even enhance client communication.
Mm-hmm.
But what does it actually feel like
Yeah.
to reclaim hours in your week?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
And it's not just about having more time.
Right.
It's about what you do with that time.
Okay, I like that.
So imagine this.
Okay.
You wake up on a Monday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of feeling that familiar dread about the week ahead,
Oh, yeah.
you feel calm.
Oh?
You have space in your calendar for client sessions, for strategic planning, for actually taking a lunch break.
Oh, I love that.
You are present and energized for your clients.
Yes.
Because you're not running on fumes.
That's huge.
Right.
Okay, paint me a picture here.
Yeah.
What does this look like for Lorna?
Yeah.
How did reclaiming her time actually change her life,
Yeah.
not just her business?
So for Lorna, it meant finally being able to prioritize her own well-being.
Okay.
So she's a big believer in somatic practices.
Okay.
But ironically, she was always too busy to actually incorporate them into her own life.
That's interesting.
But once she had the time and the mental bandwidth,
All right.
she started taking those long walks in nature that she had been craving.
Nice.
She blocked off time for yoga and meditation.
Oh, I love it.
She even started writing again,
Wow.
which was a long abandoned passion.
Good for her.
And here's the thing.
Yeah, this is where it clicks for me. It's not just about being a more efficient coach.
Right.
It's about being a more, present and fulfilled human.
Exactly. And what's so fascinating is that by prioritizing her well-being,
Yeah.
she actually became a better coach.
Wow. How so?
Her clients were commenting on her energy, her creativity, even her intuition.
Wow.
It was by taking care of herself, she was able to show up more fully for her clients.
Right.
It was like this positive feedback loop.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm really seeing the power of this.
Yeah.
It's like that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches are always giving and supporting and guiding.
Right.
But who's coaching the coach?
Exactly.
AI seems like it can kind of be that supportive force in a way.
Yeah.
Freeing you up to actually live the principles you're teaching.
Right. It's like having a silent partner.
Yeah.
Who always has your back, handling all the logistics so you can focus on the heart of your work.
I like that.
And it's not just about individual coaches thriving, it's about the ripple effect it creates.
Oh, wow. Okay.
When coaches are less stressed and more fulfilled, they're more present for their clients. They're more likely to innovate and create, and they just bring that positive energy into every interaction.
So this technology really has the potential to not just transform individual businesses, but the entire coaching industry.
Absolutely. It's about raising the bar for what's possible.
Yeah.
Both in terms of client outcomes and coach well-being.
Right.
And I think that's incredibly exciting.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so for any coaches listening out there who are feeling that time crunch,
Yeah.
who are yearning for more space and ease in their work and their life, I hope this deep dive has kind of sparked a sense of possibility.
For sure.
It's clear that AI isn't just some futuristic fantasy. This is a tool that is available right now.
Absolutely.
And it's already changing the game for coaches like Lorna.
Yeah, and remember Wendy Kier's 16-step framework.
Right.
It's not about needing to become a tech whiz overnight.
Yeah.
It's about taking those first steps.
Right.
Exploring those tools that really resonate with you and seeing how AI can help you reclaim your time, amplify your impact, and ultimately create a more fulfilling and sustainable coaching practice.
Yeah, it's time to stop feeling like you're constantly playing catch-up and start designing a business and a life that truly lights you up.
Yes.
Because the world needs more empowered, inspired coaches. So go out there, explore the possibilities of AI, and let's create a future where coaching is not just a profession, but it's a source of joy and purpose and boundless potential.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the world of AI and coaching.
Awesome.
We hope you found it insightful and inspiring, and maybe even the nudge you needed to kind of embrace the future of your practice. Until next time, keep those minds curious and those calendars a little less cluttered.